We get to start, or we need to wait for play?
No, go ahead. You can go ahead with questions.
Cam, you've been able to score. I think you've scored double digits in 7 of your last 9 games. What have you been able to figure out as far as not just yourself, but how you fit with this offense?
Just picking my spots to be more aggressive. Obviously, we have 2 guards who are really good, and they bring a lot of attention to themselves. So just playing off them and finding easy buckets.
Cam, when teams are being physical with you guys, how do you need to respond? In kind?
Yeah, I feel like we just got to fight back. Honestly, when they're being physical, we just need to run our offense faster. You can't really push us around if we're running everything faster. We're kind of sluggish and get off the slow starts. That's when teams look like they're being physical with us. But if we run our offense with speed, we'll be fine.
You've been around the ACC for a while. What is your history with Efton Reed?
I played him once last year. We switched everything. I don't think he had much of an impact last year. We beat them. But I know Wake always plays hard. That's what they're known for. They play hard. It's going to be a physical game, chippy game, so it should be fun.
You guys have lost the rebounding battle in 6 straight games. What do you guys have to do to turn that around, and how are you guys focusing? What are you guys trying to change to get that a better result there?
We're just running in. Like, if you watch a lot of them, it's just the shot will be long like a 3, and we'll all run under the goal trying to rebound, and then the ball will just bounce over our head or stuff like that. So it's just being more mindful of things like that.
Is there a strategic plan where, like, hey, in certain sets, these guys crash, these guys hold back, or is there something that you could work on like that, or is it just a feel?
I feel like it's more of a feel. Like, everybody has to do their part. Obviously, they have to do better, and it's just a collective team effort.
Is it most frustrating when you guys get good position and then all of a sudden there's a long rebound goes over your head?
Yeah, it is frustrating, but we just have to work a little harder, not accept getting pushed under the goal and stuff like that. So it definitely falls on our head.
Cam, personally for you, I mean, this season it's had some ups and downs for the team too, but you went back to your former school and played them a few weeks ago, won a couple games here now. How would you assess this the ride that the season's taken you on?
It's been a roller coaster, man, emotionally, especially after going back home. It didn't go how you wanted to go, kind of not letting that get you down, going on to the next game, but it's definitely been a roller coaster.
What did you learn from that game in Tallahassee?
You can't take any game for granted. You got to come out to fight. Any team in the ACC can punch you in the mouth, so we just have to come ready to fight every game.
You guys obviously have won your past 2 games, coming after 4 straight losses. What do you think has been the biggest difference for you guys in those victories compared to obviously the losing streak you guys were on?
Just making winning plays. Like, if you go back and watch the Clemson game and the Florida State game and stuff like that, it just comes down to like 50-50 balls that we didn't get. But towards the end of the games that we did win, those 50-50 balls we're getting, big blocks we're getting, so just winning plays.
Cam, similar, what can you guys do to not have those dips in the roller coaster?
I feel like it starts with the halves. Like, first half, we came out sluggish last game. Second half, we came out sluggish again. They kind of got it going. Cape called a timeout, but we just have to start halves better and more aggressive.
You were guarding out towards the 3-point line against North Carolina. What was that like for you, and how confident are you having a guard out there?
It felt normal to me. I had to do that for 2 years, so that's kind of what I'm used to. It just felt like I was back comfortable guarding on the perimeter. I guarded those dudes last year, so just comfortable.
Coach Capel talked about how you are comfortable switching, but the learning experience for you has been doing some of the other ball screen coverages, hard hedging, drop like that. What do you think you've learned about yourself, and how has that experience gone for you so far?
It's definitely been a learning curve. I still have more to learn. I feel like I'm doing better in it, but it just comes down to talking. Like, he gives me the freedom to kind of choose what ball screen coverage I want to be in, but I can't be in between. So if I'm a hedge, I need to go out of hedge. If I'm being dropped, I need to be in drop. So just being more vocal through those will help me a lot.
Is that something you guys go into a game with a plan to guard a different big like that?
We'll go into a plan. It depends on the guard. Like, a more aggressive guard will probably hedge or maybe even trap some. Guard that can't really shoot will try to go under. So it's game plan.
Jeff's talked a lot about the adjustments that you guys make and the pace of when it comes. Are there times where you're seeing, like for example, against North Carolina, when he allows you to just switch and stick with a guy, are there times where you kind of go to Jeff or go to anyone and just be like, hey, if we do this, I can do that? Or do you kind of just, hey, I'm the player, I stick to my role?
Last game, it was actually J-Lo who came out with the suggestion on how to guard a particular action they had, and we kind of adjusted from there. So it's player led for the most part, but it was J-Lo last game.
Zach put on quite an aerial show the other night. In your experience, have you been on the court to see anything similar to that in your career?
Somebody defensively like Zach? No, just the way he tracks the ball and blocks shots, I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy.
What about the dunks that he starts at the foul line?
I don't play with some athletes, but like I said, I don't think I've seen nothing like Zach Austin.
When you have another player that covers so much ground or that can go block a shot, what does that do for you and your responsibilities defensively?
I feel like as a team, we kind of know Zia is going to block shots, so we can adjust from there. We can go to box out quicker because we know he's going, or we can go to our man a little faster. So it definitely helps us as a team, and we kind of just play off him defensively because he's a playmaker. So let him go make plays, and we'll respond from there.
How would you describe the juice a block shot gives a defense?
Block shots give us a lot of juice, but like Zach blocks are different. Like he doesn't have quiet blocks. Like all of them are smacking off the glass or throwing it out of bounds. So it gives the team a lot of energy.
When you're playing defense, is there like a sort of an extra gear, an extra freedom that Zach gets because of that ability? That like,
sure.
hey, when you're guarding a guy charging, if a guy's coming to the lane, Zach may have the guy in the wing, but he has more of a liberty to say, I'm coming to help.
For sure. Since he blocks shots, he has the liberty. If he feels like he can go get it, he can go get it. Same thing with Ish and steals. Like if Ish feels like a dude's gonna spin, he can just run off his man and go get the ball. So coach gives us freedom based on what we can do in that sense.
So when you have players with that kind of freedom, does that heighten the communication?
For
Like you
sure,
guys
yeah.
do?
Because we can get a feel of when they're gonna do it, but once we talk through it, it kind of just helps the team.
What do you guys have to do to start faster in games? Like you talked about playing faster, but to make sure that is the pace that you guys start with.
Defensively, really, like I don't think coach would mind if we started the game and after the first media it's 5-4 or something like that. Like if we're defensively we're locked in, the offense will come, but we can't start a game and give out 16 points in the first media, stuff like that. So just defensively.
Speaking of the communication that we were just talking about, on defense, are you supposed to be the loudest guy, being the anchor of that defense?
Being the big, I'm supposed to be the loudest, and I definitely need to do a better job of that. Just make sure everybody can hear me since I can see everything. So.
What are the type of things you're shouting out during defensive possession?
Obviously, my ball screen coverage, where to send guards, because I'm in the back, I can see everything. So I need to talk to guards on where to send people, get through screens, stuff like that.
Do you enjoy that role?
I do enjoy it, yeah, especially playing with the guys. I enjoy playing with them, so it just makes it fun.
You talked earlier in the year, you kind of jokingly admitted, but about how Guillermo sometimes can start talking in Spanish, and you're like, hey, are there times in communication when you're like, whoa, I didn't know what you just said there?
Yeah, his pregame speech is still half English, half Spanish. I don't know, but I like the energy.
What is it? What's different when he's on the floor with you at the same time that you guys are able to do? Because Zach is that freelancer that can come up from wherever, but it seems like Guillermo and Jorge really have both figured out ways to contribute in a lot of different ways for you guys in tight spots.
Yeah, they've been making a lot of winning plays. Like G's been crashing the glass, and I remember specifically against Duke, he didn't get the rebound, but he tipped it to me and I got a dunk. So just making extra effort plays, he's been helping us in that way. And then Jorge's come up big for us, making threes, making winning plays, getting offensive rebounds against Syracuse. So stuff like that.
Against Syracuse, like the first I want to say 2-3 possessions, it seemed like the plan was feed Cam down low and he gets buckets. I think you started with like 4 or 6 points in the first, before that first timeout. How often do you see this coaching staff and this team saying, Cam, ball's coming to you here because we need to win that matchup?
I feel like it's more just a personal thing. Like every time you go out, you obviously want to win your matchup, but sometimes you'll look at the game and know you can be more aggressive on this big than others. So sometimes instead of taking it to a handoff, I'll just look to attack and stuff like that. So it just comes down to like a personal winning the matchup thing.
Doing all that, directing traffic from your spot back there and telling people where to go, make you want to be a coach someday?
I don't know if I could coach, man. Gabe got a lot of patience. I don't know about the patience like him. Can't do it.
What have you kind of learned about the overall attitude of this group over this last 2 games, being able to right the ship after facing some adversity?
We have a lot of fighters, man. A lot of dudes who won't put their head down in tough moments, and we just rally together as a team. So got a tough team.
When you guys are able to kind of play defense at your best, how does it energize your offense? Because it seems like when you guys lock it down, there's pushes where you guys score really fast. There's other times where the defense doesn't always translate to points.
I feel like defense just kind of takes the pressure off offense. Like when you know you're getting stops anytime you want, offense kind of just comes easy. But when other teams scoring and it puts pressure on offense, you feel like you have to score. Some dudes feel like they have to do more than they need to do. So defense just takes pressure off everything, really.
Cool.